Alright, so update on the old 85 Ford 9000. Old Yeller. I've started calling him, I don't know, it's yellow, whatever. Pop the hood open a little bit. So, oil's been changed. We're running Baldwin filters for the oil and the lube refiner. Coolant filters also Baldwin. 11 gallons of 15W40 in the Big Cam 3 350 Cummins. Fuel filters changed. Belts, I want to change those out because there's a few teeth that are missing and they're dry rotted. And then the engine should be good enough to get driving and see what other problems there are. The truck hasn't run consistently in 10 years. It's been a while since it was road legal. Doesn't say anything on the inspection. So next, the shifter is in. I've got one of the airlines run. I need to run 3 others and then the shifter will be done. It's a 13 speed that splits the high range. I believe it's a 14613 RTO 14613. Should be a great transmission for this. This does have 3-stage Jake brakes, so hopefully that all works. Won't have to dig into any goofy wiring anytime soon. And then the muffler needs hooked up to there again. I don't know what this was off of, this bend down here, but I'll make it work. It looks like we just need a 90, so I think I can chop the end off of that to make that work, and then run a piece of flex tube there, or just get a brand new 90. So that's the front part. The drive shaft, I'm going to put new U-joints into that, and hopefully, because he changed the transmission as the previous owner did before I bought it. I think this is the old yoke off the transmission, so hopefully I don't need to, and this came with the truck too, so hopefully that drive shaft will work the way it sits and I won't have to do a new one. I can just order U-joints for it and be good. Other than that, the last thing to get done, it'd be this airline back here. I know I ripped that up with the chain. It tugged on it when we were pulling on it to get it parked here where I could work on the thing. Once those things are done, I should be able to drive it and figure out what else it needs. So yeah, that's the update on the yellow truck. I plan on hopefully taking it to King of the Hammers with Krusty the Bronco. I'll do a separate update video on that. I'm trying to make like a playlist breakdown for each of the vehicles so that it's a little more fluid. You're not jumping around in the videos and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's the update on the Ford 9000. Goal is to take it to King of the Hammers. It is geared really low for what I'm used to. I'm used to gears from 336 to 410s with 18 speeds, and this is a 13 speed with a 350 horse Cummins and 462 gears. So I don't know, I've been told by the old timers that should work good for a setup like this, so we're going to give that a shot. Something else, shut this up here. I know this is a Ford 9000 because, well, that's what the emblems say, but I guess after 85 they switched to LTL and LNT and other monikers like that to signify long nose, short nose. I'm not sure what this is. I mean, it's got similarities to like a short nose, but then it's also a bit longer too than some of the ones I've seen. And the nomenclature gets a little funky. So if anybody knows and can clear that up for me what it is, I didn't see anything on the VIN plate or anything like that. I'm just curious. It doesn't really matter. It's still going to be fun. This also has air conditioning. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's got a little, what's it called? That red dot roof air conditioning. And the belt's hooked up to the compressor, but the compressor's unplugged. So I'm going to mess with that this summer. And that'd be sweet if the air conditioning actually worked and it just needed a few things. Up on the cab by the drip rail, there's a little bit of rust to be dealt with. But other than that, this is a fairly rust-free cab, other than, you know, some rock chips that can be dealt with. And, you know, surface stuff. I would like to paint it. I'm not going to be super picky about it because it's a work truck, not a show truck. I would like to eventually stretch it. I'd love to see a 280-inch wheelbase with a 60-inch sleeper on this, lowered a little bit. Because I've never had one. I've driven 270s in a Peterbilt. But yeah, that's what I'd like to put under the rear of this, is a Pete low air leaf with the big monster bags and like a 355 or 370 geared rear end, and then take a few leaves out of the front and air ride that to bring the front end down a little bit. And then these tanks, I'd actually like to take these off and put them on the paint shaker, and then put Pete or Kenworth tanks under the sleeper, and battery boxes from one or the other under the cab, just to get a little more capacity. And I think these would work better for the paint shaker once I get what I want under there. Too many projects, too little time. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. If you guys have any questions or any insights on what this truck's about, or ideas, let me know. I know they make a visor for the late model ones that should fit this one, but I might do something custom. I have a few friends with some tin benders that can do some stainless for me. I'd like to get a drop visor in there after I get it riding good, because drop visors when the ride sucks are just terrible and a bad idea. I'm thinking about maybe painting the grill black, maybe the rest of the truck some black. I'm not sure. We'll see. I hate talking about this is what I want to do and then never seeing it happen, so I'm not going to get too much into that. But my main goal with this is running and driving for the winter, and then next year, depending how funds work out and everything else, I'd like to stretch it, or the year after. So many projects. All right, cool. I'm trying to look at the camera, but I'm sure it's failed a couple of times trying to see what's going on. Again, if you got any ideas, thoughts, suggestions, comment below. I'm going to try and do more of these, hopefully on a weekly or semi-weekly basis, as I get time to work on things. Krusty's got some work coming up too that I need to get into. But yeah, still trying to balance out customer cars that need brakes, and there's a Dodge back there that needed a block heater and the blower motor resistor done. And then on the other side of Krusty, I got a Subaru I'm gonna try to sell to make some money on, because you need to buy truck parts. All right, thanks for all that you guys do, and thanks for watching the video. I am going to go inside because the sun's going down here in Colorado, and when that happens, it gets ridiculously cold. My fingers are already starting to tingle. Thanks again, guys.